Hello, welcome to this practice. We're going to do a little bit of Pilates today. So let's find a seat to start with, and more like a cross-legged seat here so your shins are parallel. If you want to prop your hips up so you're not leaning back, grab a blanket or a cushion, a towel, anything you've got at home, maybe even a foam squishy block. I do have a band, a stretchy Thera band today to work with. If you don't have one, we can try and adapt without it. If you do have one, yay, let's bring that in. If you've got one of the bands, what are they called when they're like a circle? You can use that as well for some of them because we are going to have it around the legs. But there is, at the end, we're going to use it more for the arms where you want to be able to extend it out. But, you know, we work with what we've got. So find your comfortable seat, flex your feet, and then take a moment to try and ground down so your sit bones are dropping into the floor. And you've got that little bit of tilt forward with the pelvis. So it's like a slight arch forward. So you feel the length out of your back, out of your lower back, an openness of your chest, and the ability for your ribs just to slightly soften down. So as I lift up, they tend to kind of want to come forward. Want to let those drop down. Soften the belly initially, but then we actually want to tone and focus the breath more into your chest and your side ribs. And then just take a moment to close down your eyes or soften your gaze. These initial moments just to arrive onto your mat, into your practice. And then opening your eyes. Okay, so when we are breathing in the practice, ideally if you can, keep this little bit of tone through the belly. It's kind of like you're pulling belly button to the spine just slightly. And as you expand with your breath, you're focusing more on this kind of 360-degree breath. So into your chest, your side ribs, and your back ribs. So we want that space as we move here, but a tone and stability through the lower belly. Okay, mobilizing into the spine and pelvis forward. First, let your hands slide forward, round to bring your chin to your chest. Let your pelvis tuck underneath, kind of round into the upper back. And then slide the hands down, bring your chest forward. So it's very much like a seated cat-cow movement here. Hands back, chin to chest, round, and then come all the way forward. Lift your chest. 3 more like this. And just take 1 more here. Come back up. Check which leg's in front. Switch it over so your other shin is in front. Adjust once again so you're sitting up nice and tall. Option to keep your hands on your knees, or same thing with your spine, but we're going to take the arms up. So cactus your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades, bring the chest through. That's that arch like a cow pose. And then round and down, bring your arms together, chin toward the chest. Tuck your buttocks underneath. Open up, lift, squeeze the upper back. So feel that strengthening into the upper back here. And then we round and down. 2 or 3 more like this. Coming back up, squeeze, feel those shoulder blades draw together, then extend your arms up and overhead, reach, grow tall, and float the arms down. Okay, bring your feet out. You can take your hands back behind you, so feet are a little bit wider than hip distance apart. We're going to windscreen wiper the knees, so let them come down to the side and lift back up, down to the side. Keep your chest open and lifted. You can bring some of that weight back into your hands as we do this. And then your options, we kind of warm up into the hips and the lower body, it's going to be to stay like this, so I'm using my hands, or we're going to try and do it without the support of the hands, which means I'm not going to be leaning back as far. So you kind of lift up, I'm going to lean over to one side, I turn my body more right because I'm not leaning back, and then see if you can go to the other side. And if you're like me, you'll see I start to move forward, which I'm not going to have enough space, but if you've got space you can kind of keep going. And rocking the hips side to side. Obviously, if it's not possible with your hands off the ground, just keep your hands down. But using this to start to kind of mobilize, loosen up and bring some awareness into your lower body. Let's do 1 more to each side. Okay, come back up to the center. Perfect. Extend your legs out long, maybe about hip distance apart. Press your heels down to the ground, toes up. Again, you can kind of shuffle the buttocks back, or you can sit up on your support, so you've got that little tilt forward. Bring your arms out in front, so you're kind of stacking your arms on top. Lower the shoulders down away from your ears, long tall spine. And now try and keep your hips somewhat facing forward as you then rotate off to one side. And I want you to think about that rotation happening into the mid part of the back here. You might not go as far, hips facing forward, legs nice and active. All the way back through center. Switch which arm is on top, twist the other way. And then back through center. Twist which arms switch which arms on top. Twist to the first side. And then back. Switch the arms, go to the second side. And back. Extend your arms out, nice and long toward the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Twist. I'm going to run out of space because I've got the wall here. You keep your arms straight from where you are. And then twist a little bit more. Back through the center, and then other side. Back through the center. Beautiful. Extend your arms up, reach. And exhale. Release that down. Fantastic. Okay. Top of your mat now, we're going to bend the knees. So place your feet on the ground. Bring your arms out, and then we find our C-curve spine. So you want to tuck your buttocks underneath, draw the belly in, and start to lean back. So we're going to roll back maybe about halfway, pull your belly in, keep your feet, if you can, pressing into the ground, and then rolling all the way up and straighten the spine. So think about that kind of rolling down, rolling up. So there's kind of a gliding to it. To start with, you're only going down as far as you feel kind of comfortable to do so. The belly catches, but you use the lower belly, we're pulling in, and then use that strength to lift all the way up. Make sure though that you're tucking your buttocks underneath so that it's smooth and it's not going into your lower back. You should feel it into those abdominals, a little bit into those legs, and then lifting back up. So let's do one more like this. And then we lift up. Okay. A moment to pause and rest there. I'm going to add a little bit more under tension. So as you come back, the option, you lean back, find your C-curve. Open the arms out. Bring them back in through center. Rainbow the arms over. So tap your hands to one side. Lift, keeping that C-curve. Tap to the other side. Lift. And then rolling all the way back up. Okay. Again, we roll back. Tuck the buttocks underneath. Lean. Open the arms. Through center. And twist. Extend. Twist. Extend. Reach up. Okay. Got that pattern, let's keep going. The C-curve back, arms expand, open the chest, pull the belly in, right? So it's not into the lower back. If that's happening, lift up a little bit higher. And your breath, as I should have said, we want inhale through the nose, exhaling out your mouth on the effort as you come back. So inhale, center, out to the side, inhale. Whoops, I forgot to do the arms. Curl back. We're going to do 2 more rounds like this. Coming back. Open. Together. Twist. Lift. Twist. Lift. Woo. Let's do 1 more like this. Rolling back, grounding down through your feet. And all the way up. Take a moment. Lift. And release from there. Okay, and then we're going to come all the way down for our full roll downs. If they're not on your body, I want you just to go halfway like we've been doing and lift back up. Otherwise, see how you go. So coming all the way down, control, control, back to the floor, extend out. You might even take a moment to extend your legs, full body reach. Sweep the arms in beside you, pull your chin towards your chest. Legs can stay long or have your feet pressing into the floor, curling in. And then starting that journey to roll all the way up, lift. There's 2 more like this. So C-curve your spine, drawing down, pull the belly in, and control your descent to the floor, reaching out. Sweep those arms, chin to chest, pulling everything in, belly pulling in, lift, coming all the way up. And then let's take a moment to release, bring those hands back like we did before. Just take your knees out to the side. Alrighty, so if you're using the band here, now if you don't have a band but you do say have a ball, a Pilates ball, you could use that instead. Or you can just do it without the band or the ball, and you're still going to get a nice little burn. So if you're using your band, let's tie it up around the legs here. So it is relatively tight, so you've got resistance to push out. I'm going to kind of squeeze it in from here. I'm going to do a double knot so that it obviously doesn't open. And I've got it about here so that I can push apart. Then we're going to come on down, which should have been much more controlled than what I just did. And sitting up in your bridge position. So for today, in your bridge position, I want your feet to be a little bit further away than you normally might have them. Okay, so you haven't got your ankles directly under the knees, they're a little bit further away. Arms down beside you. Take a moment to check in with your posture, roll your shoulders back, ground the hips down, your shoulders down, and then we will start by mobilizing the spine here and releasing out that core work. So roll the pelvis forward, a little tilt, and then tucking underneath, pressing your back to the floor. Inhale, release, yeah, and then rolling back. One more like that. Okay, then press your lower back into the floor. So tuck the buttocks underneath, feel the belly start to come on and engage. Place them through your hands. Now rather than articulating, we're just going to lift the hips up and then lower them down, tap, lifting up. So they're hardly tapping the ground, lower down, but try and keep that tuck of the buttocks underneath so you've got active glutes, active legs, and your core is somewhat on for you as you lift and lower with those feet a little bit further away. Hopefully so you can feel it more into your hamstrings here. If not, shuffle the feet just a little bit further away and then see how that feels as you lift and lower. Well, that's the sweet spot for me. Lift and lower. So we're going to go for about another 15 like this. Get that squeezing. You can kind of press into the band. If you've got the band here and your knees are kind of flailing out still, you might want to make it tighter. Okay, so you've actually got resistance to press into slightly. Lifting and lower, it's just sort of holding that shape, supporting your alignment as well. I'm going to go for another 8. And you've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you need a moment of rest, come down. Otherwise, I want you to hold at the top. Now we're going to lower halfway, so don't touch the ground. Halfway down, lifting up. Halfway down, lifting up. And stay with it. Got about 20 in total. Okay, grounding down. Make sure it's not coming up into your neck, which means you might not lift your hips as high. As much as we're pressing into the band, it's that little squeezing in. And we've got another 10. You can always walk the feet in closer if it's getting too much. And that's 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last 1. Hold at the top. Press down through those feet. Now we're going to open out. Press your knees into the band or your legs into the band. Squeeze back in. So that little pulse and release, holding at the top. Keep those buttocks squeezing in so it's not going into your lower back. Tucking everything underneath. Pull the belly in. It's another 15 here. And we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release all the way down. Woo! Hug your knees in. You can actually keep the band there, but just a little rock side to side to release out. Oh, you might like me cracks the toes. You can kind of circle out through your ankles here. Taking a few deep breaths, sighing out. I'd also like to put the feet back down, take a few rounds of those pelvic tilts if that helps. Fantastic. And then we're going to bring it straight over into side lying with the band still on. As always, if you're like, I am done with that, then you just take it off, okay? It always applies without the band. And this will work just as hard if you don't have the band, okay? So coming to lie on your side, your preference, you can use your hand here just to support your head. If you prefer lying all the way out or using a prop to support your head, you can do that. Now I'm going to keep my bottom leg bent and then extend my top leg. I'm trying to stack my hips, stack my shoulders. I'm going to use my top hand here as my supporting hand so that I'm not kind of rolling over. Obviously I've got my leg lifted already, so I've already got tension with the band. And then I'm lifting up and coming down. So when I do that, I'm not bringing my leg all the way down to lose the tension of the band. I want to try and keep that tension. Unless you don't have one, you're going up and all the way down. And just going to the top, and then it's about halfway. Yeah, so you're kind of sitting under the resistance, under the tension the whole time. You can have your heel slightly up, the toes turned slightly down, and really squeezing in, so we're stabilizing and working deep into those hips. Whew. You got another 12 from here. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Little pulses up. Let's do it. Can be really small. Trying not to wobble too much. The stance here, but stabilizing through really pulling in those lower belly muscles as well. Stacking the hips using the stabilizing arm. And that's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. Bring it down and maybe give your outer hip here a little bit of love. Whatever that means. I don't know why actually hitting it is love, but it does feel quite nice. Now I'm going to keep the band and then bring your knees forward more so you're in your kind of clam shape here. Feet can lift up, yeah? Supporting hand is going to be here as well, so I'm stacking my hips and my shoulders. Make sure you've still got that nice solid position, and then we're going to lift up and then come halfway. Try and keep the resistance with the band. Lift and out. I want to actually see my heel just came away from my other heel, but try and keep the heels and the toes together as we lift open and then close halfway. And we're just going to go for 10, 9, if you're anything like me, this is on fire, 8, 7, 6, 5, breathing out through the mouth. We got 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top, little pulses up, little pulses just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, so good. Oh, alrighty. From here, I promise we'll stretch out one side. But you're going to lift up into a supported forearm side plank, still with the band on if you've got it. So I'm going to actually keep my bottom knee down. You can have both legs extended out long. I'm on that elbow forearm here. Oopsie. Okay. Top leg down, and then my top arm's going to reach up. Now we're going to lift the leg, bring it down. Lift and down. This time we're only going for 10. Staying with it, you got it. I got about 8. And that's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the foot down, lift your hips, hold here, and then we're going to thread that top hand underneath. Little thread the needle. Lift if your band has gone loose, that's okay. Curl it under, just hold the shape, and lift back up. Curling under, you can turn the gaze down. Lift. Exhale for the curl. Alright, here we go. 5, 4, 3, last 2, last 1. Lift up, lift your hips, hold, 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 and releasing down. Woo, okay. For a moment, take the band off just so we can stretch out the side, and then we'll go on to the other side. Okay, so you can have that out to the side. Come down onto your back, bring your right ankle onto your left knee, squeezing it in, and take your number 4. And maybe some full deep breaths, just let that go. I quite like a little rock side to side here, but whatever feels good for you. Okay, and then releasing your feet. And just a moment with the feet out wide, take those knees side to side. Okay, and then we will prepare to do this on the other side. So grabbing hold of your band once again. If you need to re-tie it to get it a little bit tighter, you can do that. If you just want to lift up, slide it over your legs, go for it. And then we're going to roll onto the other side. Okay, so I'm now lying to my right side, but wherever you started, bottom leg's going to be bent, and then your top leg extended out long. So supporting, so your hips are stacking, your shoulders are stacking, your head feels supported and kind of in line with your spine here. Top hand's going to come down so it's supporting, so I'm not wobbling too much. And then we're going to start off by lifting and lowering. If you're using the band, we're only going to that point where you can keep tension with the band as you lift and lower. Yeah, so really using that to kind of help stabilize all into the pelvis, the side body here, as we lift and lower. And get about 20 in total. Let's go for about another 12. And that's for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to do those pulses. So holding it up, then the foot down, little pulse at the top. Really added bonus challenge here with the band. And we've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, release. Bring those knees in, maybe a little bit of a love and a rest for that outer hip. Maybe it's just me today. This is very intense. Band on the legs still, which you could take off if you wanted to. We're going to take our clamshells. So you've got the feet together, try and bring the heels together. Stabilizing hand comes down. And then we're lifting up and squeezing in. So again, the bonus challenge of the band is that you don't get your legs to come all the way back in. But of course, if you're like, I need a moment, then just bring those legs back in and give yourself the moment you need. Otherwise, you're kind of keeping it under tension the whole time. Okay, you've got 8. And that's 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go 1. Hold at that top point, little pulses up just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Good times. I feel like I've complained a lot about this one. Okay. Now I'm going to set up for our supported side plank. Make sure your elbow isn't directly under the shoulder. Probably have it slightly further forward, but just see what feels most comfortable. You can have both legs long. I'm going to have the bottom knee down and supporting, but it's up to you. Top arm can reach up, lift those hips, okay? And we're lifting and lowering. Again, you can remove the strap, right? It definitely adds a whole nother dimension. Lift and lower. You've got another 8. You're doing about 10. And that's 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Foot down, lift up. Let's take our thread the needle, curling it in and under, and then lifting back up. Hold that shape. So you've got your hips lifting, that side body lifting, working more into the obliques as we scoop underneath. And we've got another 3, 2, 1. Reach up and hold. And releasing all the way down. Phew. Beautiful work. Either taking the strap off. If you didn't have it, you were still working hard. Actually, let's just take the, if you had it tied up, we'll just untie it for what we're going to be doing next. And then we'll stretch out that side. So come on down to your back once again. Sometimes it can also be nice just to roll your head side to side, kind of release out through the neck as well. And then when you're ready, it's your left ankle onto your right knee. Sometimes when it was really intense in the outer hip, I just have to pause here for a moment because it's too intense to bring the leg in. So if you're feeling that, you just sort of start here, give it a moment, and then maybe you come into your regular number 4, like that. If you like a little bit of rocking side to side, go for it. Let's take 2 or 3 more breaths here. And then release. Okay, take the cool, just knees out to the side. And then bring your knees into your chest. Either hands on top of your knees and shins, or bring your hands in underneath. Squeeze your legs together, then lift the feet for a little momentum. And then start to find this rock and roll up and down your spine. So like you're rolling like a ball. And see if when you come up, you can kind of catch the balance. Right, so the feet don't actually touch the floor. It's fine if they do, you can catch there. But then see if you can pause for a moment at the top and roll down. If you want to add challenge on, bring your hands onto the top of your shins here. Really curl yourself into a little ball. Catch at the top. Whee. And then all the way up. Voila. Okay. Over into a tabletop position. Ground down, so wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And let's just take a few rounds of your cat-cow here. Belly and chest coming down, arch. Find that movement into the spine, push the floor away, round and dome. Okay. Finding your way into a neutral spine, walk your hands slightly over towards the left, step your right foot forward. Take a moment here just to lift into a low lunge position. Lift and lengthen. And then release your arms down. We're going to grab the band and place it under your foot. Now if your back knee is not loving this, of course you can always bring some other support in underneath the knee. Adjust it, roll your mat or bring in a blanket. And then grabbing hold of your band, take it underneath your foot. Make sure it's somewhat even in length on each side. And then we're going to hold on. So I've still got my palms facing in towards each other here. And I'm going to pull. So I'm going to actually lift my chest, pull my shoulder blades back. Elbows coming in. Yep. And it's a bicep curl. I want to pull my hand up toward my shoulder and then lowering it back down. But keep the band in tension. So make sure also you're not leaning too far forward into this lunge here. I want to be nice and stable so you can press down and then lower. Keep those elbows in, lift and lower. And we've got about 10 here. So squeeze and lower down. Make sure you're not rounding forward. You really want to lift your chest, pull your shoulder blades back. So you're strengthening those nice, strong upper body postural muscles here. And then we've got another 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. I want you to hold up halfway so you've got a little bit more tension and then just pulsing up, squeezing those bicep muscles as much as you can, elbows staying in, and that's 8. Pull your belly in, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Stepping off of your band and come back into a high kneeling position. So from your high kneeling position, we're going to take the band out. Got my palms facing down. I want to make sure I've got tension. You've got to kind of work out where the tension's going to be here. Try not to have your knees too far apart. Tuck your buttocks underneath. Squeeze the buttocks a little bit. Then I'm going to pull my arms apart. So the band pretty much comes across my chest. But again, I've got that activation on the back body. And then release it forward. Try not to go all the way to slack. Keep tension the whole time. Pull apart, chest open, and then bringing it back. Exhaling out your mouth. Pull those arms back. Nice, strong arms. Shoulders down away from your ears. Shoulder blades working towards each other. Very challenging to talk. Okay. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold about halfway, keeping it off your chest. Little pulses back. Small movements. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Pull the belly in. Pulse, pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Hey. Okay. Hold the strap. Take your other foot forward. So it's now the Left foot that will come forward, not too much. I'm just going to actually put my strap right there. Extend the arms and lift into your moment of low lunge. Releasing down, and then take the strap once again underneath your front foot. Adjust so you're kind of even. And we're going to do those bicep curls again. So palms are face down. I like to make my lunge a little bit narrower. I'm going to pull up, squeeze. So when I pull my elbows in beside me, the biggest thing I'm thinking about is my shoulder blades back and my chest nice and open. So I'm getting into the biceps, but I want strong, good posture in my upper back and my spine. Then kind of starting from that 90-degree position with your elbow as much as you can, pull the hands up and we lower. So you really got to adjust depending on the length of your band, the tension of your band, where you feel that working. At the same time, we're stabilizing into those inner thighs, our deep core stabilizing muscles, to actually be here and work with the resistance of the band on your foot as you then isolate through the arms as well. Exhaling out the mouth. Let's go for another 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Come up halfway, squeeze in, pull the belly in, little pulsing up, hold the tension the whole time. Here we go. And that's 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Take the strap out. Step back once again into your high kneeling position. This time, I'm going to fold my band in half. Not actually using it as much, but bring it out in front. I'm going to pull apart just slightly. So I'm like this, I'm just pulling it just slightly. So see how it's only just slightly wider than my shoulders. There's that little bit of tension in the arms. Tucking your buttocks underneath, using more of the quads and the core here. We're going to lean back and then lift it up. Arms are just going to stay there the whole time. Lean back, pull the belly in, lift up. Make sure you're not arching into your back. You're strong through your core. Maybe you squeeze into the buttocks and lift. Inhale back. Exhale. And we've got another 5. So good. Stay focused, squeezing everything in. Smooth movement. Final 3. Shoulders down away from your ears. For 2. Last 1. Lift all the way up. Take your hands a little wider. Reaching up. I'm going to pull apart, stretch your shoulders. Be a little wider here. Let's lean to one side. And all the way up, lean to the other side. All the way up. Take the strap down beside you. Give your shoulder a big roll. You can do this up on high knees, or you might like to take a moment to sit down. Take the other arm. Big circles back. Alrighty. Going to kind of finish off here our last sort of active push with some push-ups. So we're going to do 2 rounds of 5 push-ups. Okay, so coming forward, take a moment before we come in to actually come into a downward dog stretch. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, lifting up. A moment to pedal your feet out, just bending one and then the other, stretching out the backs of those legs and those knees we've been on. And then rising onto your toes, come forward for high plank. You can take your push-ups from your toes or your knees. Step your hands out just slightly wider. Shift your body forward. Hug the elbows in beside you, and we're coming down. That's 1. As close as you can to the floor, right? You might be a little higher, it's fine. You take what's available. Let's go. 2, 3. Exhale on the way up. 4. Last one. 5. Option. Draw yourself back for a moment of child's pose or a moment of downward facing dog, but take your chosen rest. And then coming up for our last round. So set those hands up We're going to hug the elbows in so you feel the back body engage. Shift forward to toes or knees. Here we go. For 5, 4, 3, last 2, last 1. Sweet relief. Sink back, child's pose or a downward facing dog. Taking a few full breaths, so really breathing in to your back body, filling up. And a sigh, releasing out. And then coming all the way up. Swivel your legs out in front. Bringing them out into your wide stance. You can always prop yourself up for a little stretch before we finish. Reach your arms up, press those heels down, maybe having a nice bend in your knees. Taking one hand out to the side and then opening up into this lateral bend. So depending if you come over toward the right, think about kind of rolling and stacking your shoulders, lengthening that left arm up and over, stretching out. And then turn your gaze towards that extended leg and you might just fold over that leg if there's space to do so. You might be up a little bit higher, but just kind of folding and lengthening over that leg. All the way up, rise, reach. Other side, bring the hand down, lateral bend, wherever you can go. Lengthening up to that side, extend. And then turning over the leg again, might be up much higher. You can turn, you can always bend the other leg if that's more supportive. If there's space, fold. If you've actually got your band, you can always use it over your foot. Kind of add that in for the stretch. And all the way back up. Grab hold of your knees, bring your feet together. Draw the hips in, tilt the hips forward. Maybe catch hold of your feet. Just lifting up for a moment, press those knees down if it's comfortable. Either staying right here, maybe you fold. Coming all the way up, cross your legs like we started, rest your hands. Bring chin toward your chest, roll your head in one direction. Maybe just a little circle, mindful of how your neck feels. All the way. And then roll it in the other direction. And then lifting all the way up, extend your arms, big inhale. Exhale, hands to the center of your chest. Beautiful work. Thank you for joining me and have a wonderful rest of your day.